This one's a bit of content creator stuff, but streaming survey. Could YouTube gaming challenge Twitch on the video game live streaming wars? Well, yeah, I don't think we can't not address the Twitch hack that happened this week. Twitch is just scoring so many fucking own goals at the moment.
Keep taking those L's.
Yeah.
Which is awful.
Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck. I know you're on it right now, but their whole thing is set up to be this kingmaker software, and everybody cheats. So the guys at the bottom don't get any growth. I know I'm like famous for bitching about it, but it's been the same way for years, and it makes people. It already gives you like, and as someone who actually has been diagnosed with shit, I feel like I can speak on this. It does fuck with your mental health when you're streaming every day and you get no growth, and you're like, what are they doing that I'm not? You know, it makes you feel like you're not, I guess, invalidated maybe, or like you're just not good enough, you know, because you take somebody like me. I wasn't even streaming a lot of hours. I was doing like 4 to 6 a day, but that was after working full time. You come home, you dive into this, and then you don't get any recognition for it. Basically, you're getting the same. And you're very grateful for those same 7 to 10 viewers. And then these other boring ass streamers are getting all the views. And you're like, what is the deal? And then they're cheating, you know? That's just, that whole system needs to go. And it's not there on YouTube, you know? And that's why everybody's so mad about this. You can bump up your favorite streamer by paying to have them go up in the rankings thing.
Yes.
I don't have a problem with that. It's always been pay to win. I don't care what anybody says. Twitch has always been pay to win. They're not banning people for view botting. They haven't been. They can't. They won't. They don't. That's a lie. That's a myth. You don't know people who've been banned for view botting. It doesn't fucking happen. Twitch needs the fake views.
You can't even report it.
You can't. Twitch needs those fake views so that they can get paid by their advertisers. Like, I've always said that. And Boydie, I know I've talked your fucking ear off about it, bro.
No.
But people act like I'm just a crazy, covetous hater, and I'm not. It's just, I saw it. I had a hunch, and then I found proof. And then I just went to a few friends like, hey, am I crazy or is this happening? And they all said, yes, it's happening. And everybody, it was like the Emperor's New Clothes, that story. Everybody thought it. No one said it, you know? So
another thing they need to fix is their gifted subs thing. You go into a channel on Twitch for less than 20 seconds and log out of it again and never look at it again, or never go into that channel again. And you will randomly get a gifted sub to that channel in one of those days. It's like, maybe I go into a channel and I don't necessarily want to support that channel for whatever reason. I want to maybe support a different channel, but now I'm automatically supporting that channel now because somebody decided to gift me a sub to that channel, which I didn't want to sub to, if that makes sense. And that way, it's like, it's very annoying. It happens to me a load of times. It's just like, I don't like that way. It's kind of, it's a cheap way of making money. It's a cheap way of getting subscribers. If I were to,
I'm still subbed to like 12 streamers, and I never get on Twitch because of gifted subs.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I think YouTube's algorithms are better for discoverability. So those the next big time DayZ content creators are going to be discovered instead of being, you know, people literally standing on their head and pushing them down because they're not paying to win. And it's not that they don't have the money. You know, I make good money in the military and off YouTube. I could reinvest that into botted followers, botted viewers. I don't want to. To me, that's shameful. And it's not, you don't get any kind of satisfaction from that non-organic growth, you know? So I don't know. It's just really disheartening to see people like Don Sibley, who puts so much effort into his stream. And the reason I'm not saying Lad is because I've not seen Lad stream yet, but Don is the one that always comes to mind. He goes all out. His production quality is great. His jokes are on point. He's a likable guy. He's charismatic. And then, you know, he does not get anywhere near the recognition he deserves because he's not discovered because the people who are lame as fuck and have to cheat are sitting in the top row. And studies show that no one looks at anybody past the second row. Right. It's all the first two rows. So if you're below that,
not nobody. Tier, I know I do. I quite often
do.
Most don't. Most don't.
But for the vast majority, they don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
because they think, oh, these people have already been filtered out. All the good ones are on top, right? That's how anything works. It's based on percentages. So,
right.
If you could just go pay, I think it was I showed somebody recently the whole system, and then I showed him on Social Blade a certain person's stream and how you could see when that person bought 1,000 followers and bought 1,000 followers and then bought another 1,000 followers. And here they bought 10,000 channel views, because you don't go from getting 400 channel views a week to 10,000 suddenly. You know, you can look right in the Social Blade. You don't have to pay for it. It's a free program or a free website. And I was like, this is how they do it. Look, it's insane how fucking cheap this is. You know, you can buy a subscription for $20 or $100. If you bought 500 viewers and it cost you $100 and you get that for a whole month, you're going to make that 500 back in 2 streams, you know? And I know I don't mean to get off the topic. I'm just saying, I think Twitch deserves everything they're getting, and people are already jumping ship for YouTube, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
I will say that, I mean, I think we touched on it before we started, but even I'm like contemplating on just canceling my affiliate and jumping to YouTube, because how would I say it? It's like you trust a company like Twitch to keep your details safe. And I'm not even going to talk about the whole like view botting situation. I'm just talking about just security. You know, when you become affiliate, as some people will know, you have to give out your tax information. You have to give out a lot of personal information that they have a duty to keep safe. The fact that Twitch's entire source code, all their payouts from 2019, all their like Git updates and shit like that from when Twitch started to now is like an absolute lack of care for their users and for themselves. So it's like, do I really want my details? Do I really want my time to be spent on this platform who doesn't even care to keep all of their records safe? And the answer is no, obviously. But I also don't want to move away from Twitch, because that's where my community is. Like all my viewers, all my hardcore viewers are going to be watching me on Twitch, and I make everything around Twitch. And DayZ follows me on Twitch, which I kind of didn't expect that to happen. So there is that, but it's like YouTube is becoming more and more appealing, especially after this week. And I do want to look into it a little bit more before I make that jump, because it's not only people in the DayZ community that support me, it's other communities as well who come in, hosts, gift subs and stuff like that, and obviously normal subs. So I kind of don't want to miss out on that, but at the same time it's like, look, I need to think about, as myself, obviously I need to think about some guy out there, probably, I don't know how much was leaked, but some guy out there probably has all of my fucking information, because Amazon and Twitch didn't care. Like, their security must have been that fucking shit if some random person got their source code. That's like the one thing that people just aren't, like, they just cannot fucking do.
So just to counter-argue this, there is always a possibility that the same thing could happen with YouTube and other streaming platforms out there as well.
Yep.
You never know with the internet, right? A server could go down, suddenly everything gets leaked. You know, it may happen, may not happen, who knows. But as well, what you were saying there about the missing out on subs and gifted subs and channel points and stuff like that. Yes, that is a big reason not to, or to, maybe not go to YouTube. But one of the good things with YouTube is when you get partnered on YouTube, when you hit that 1,000 sub goal mark, that 4,000 watch hours, you can then get, what do they call YouTube members, isn't it? Yeah. And you can set that up. And with YouTube members, where on Twitch, when you set up your thing, you have to sub and it has to be $4.99. On Twitch, I think you can go as low as 99 cents a month. You can on
Twitch?
Or not on Twitch, sorry, on YouTube. YouTube, I mean. Yeah. You can set that up and you can choose yourself what amount you want somebody to pay for your stuff if you want to, which is, I thought it was a very, very good idea. And yes, it's a bit of a grind.
They only take 30% of
that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, whereas Twitch takes 50%. Twitch has this almost pokey machine mentality. It sucks people in with all the bells and the whistles and the shiny sub badges and the 3-month subscriber, the 6-month subscriber, the 9-month subscriber, the 12-month, 24-month, and then you've got the bits and the bits unique emotes and all the rest of it. It feeds into that primal little, that little hit of dopamine that you get from doing something nice for someone. But Twitch is taking 50% of everything. And when it comes to subs, as so many people, I watched Moist Critical did a video, and he said, you can work out what we're earning. Just multiply the amount of subs we have, which is public info. You can find it if you search hard enough. A lot of streamers, the Running Man has his subtotal on the screen. Smoke doesn't. Mm-hmm. Smoke has a completely blank screen, but you can still roughly work it out. And then you just multiply it by 2.5. And that's how much they're making from just their subscribers. I've got no issue with these people making bank from streaming, by the way. They're entertainers at the end of the day.
They got to get paid. Like, there's nothing wrong with making money
if they're doing it fair.
But Twitch is fucking the amount of own goals they've had. I saw Amaranth got banned again. It's a 5th ban or something now. The hot tub meta, there's so many things that they're at a critical moment right now. They really need to do something good. They really, really need to do something good because there's so much negativity around this platform. Everyone's getting sick of it. Everyone's just getting sick of the shit. And this basically having a download everything button on the front page of Twitch, and I still don't know everything they've got. Have they got my address? Has someone now got potentially access to my address? How secure was that? I know people are saying...
Yeah, they do have your address. Yeah, because I heard Nick Merckx was talking about it on stream. He was like, the address got leaked. We're probably going to get a couple of pizzas sent to the house this week. He made a joke about it, something like that. And it was like, they could send a SWAT team to your house. You get swatted. Especially in America, anyway. I know that used to be a big thing with streamers. So, anything can happen, that way.
And Twitch's handling of it has been pretty pathetic as well. Their official messages have just been very, we're investigating, we're looking into it, and just to be safe, nearly everyone with half a brain cell had already gone in and changed their passwords and reset their stream keys and things like that. My son came to me within minutes of it going up on 4chan saying, "Dad, you need to be aware of this." I was like, "Okay, guess I'm jumping on the computer, changing some passwords and shit." And I shared it with everyone that I knew. I sent it to the Running Man. He was actually not home at the time. I sent it to him via a DM on Twitter. And he said, "Thanks." But I feel for these guys. I'm quite public with how much I make. That's my choice. Mm-hmm. The fact that all these people have now had their earnings. And one thing that surprised me was, we talked about it before. You mentioned the Kingmaker system, Archie. Unless you're in that top 1,000 people, most of the people who are grinding on Twitch, and I know some people don't like that word, but they're barely making minimum wage.
It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. And I know they just now started talking about the whole mental health thing with streaming. Yeah. But I mean, and I'm not trying to say I told you so or whatever, but the shit fucks with you. It's not worth the lack of time you get to spend with your family, the lack of social time you get outside of. It's not worth the fucking health. I gained 30, and I heard Lax talking about that when he left too, how he gained all this weight. I gained 30 pounds in 4 months because I was just streaming and I'm 5'7", dude. I do not wear weight well, So I got back problems now. I have spondylitis from sitting in a fucking computer chair so much, and this is a top of the line computer chair. It's not worth the shit money you make. You have to supplement that income with YouTube, which is why I think people should just fucking stick to YouTube. And Twitch is going to become, first of all, Twitch is dying. That's why the adpocalypse thing is happening. Half the viewers on Twitch are bots anyway.
What was that, Blister?
Everybody uses YouTube, regardless whether you're putting content on there or you're just watching content. Everybody watches YouTube.
YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, second only to Google.
And when you Google almost anything, and what comes up? A link to a YouTube video about it right at the top as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other thing is Twitch, not only is it dying and they're doing the adpocalypse, arm filling, trying to make money before the ship sinks. Also, Twitch is going completely away from gaming and onto this other crazy. It's basically softcore OnlyFans. I'm sorry.
OnlyFans,
because it gets around all the parent block proxies. Kids can watch it at school on the computers. Kids can watch it on their phones. My son can watch Amaranth twerk on Twitch, whatever, and it won't, the parent block won't detect it. There's plenty of reasons why 75% of Twitch viewers are between 13 and 19, and they're watching female streamers. And it's going completely away from gaming, and YouTube gaming is based solely on gaming. And so the last thing I'll say is, if you have a Twitch channel, the way you're going to advertise it the right way, without cheating or botting or whatever, is you're going to make a YouTube video, right? And you're going to put your stream stuff or whatever. You're going to plug your Twitch channel into your YouTube channel constantly. That's how you advertise on Twitch or for your Twitch channel. Then if somebody sees that, they have to say they're on mobile, because let's be honest, that's what everybody uses. They're going to have to go download the Twitch app, make an email, then open their email app, verify the email, reopen Twitch, then find you after they create an account, and then open up your stream and watch it if you're live, or say they already have an account, just subtract one step from that. It's way too many steps, when you could just have everything on YouTube gaming in the first place. And they have bits and shit like that. It's called thanks and super chats, and they have all the same things, and they only.
And I think
30%.
They're bringing in, what I've heard, it's only rumor, but apparently they're bringing in some like gifted member type thing soon as well. I know I was just talking shit about gifted subs, so it'll be interesting to see how they do it, but they're doing something like that as well. And another great thing with YouTube gaming and just YouTube in general, there's a person called Fwiz, if you look him up on Twitter, he is the head of YouTube gaming, and he is, so you can follow him on Twitter, and anytime they're pushing a new update or they're working on a new YouTube thing that they're implementing, he'll share screenshots of it and be like, this is what we're doing. We're testing it in these certain countries at the moment. Leave us know your feedback and all this. Yeah. And like, you can even DM him sometimes, or even like if a problem happens, I've seen YouTubers go to him and go, hey, Fwiz, this video got demonetized for whatever reason, and the auto bot isn't doing anything, and he'll be like, send me a DM on Twitter, and we'll check it out. The team will get straight onto it and stuff like that. And I think YouTube broke like the same day Facebook went down, and they were tweeting about it, and Fwiz was in the comments. He was like, yeah, we're on it straight away. He was at home and everything, and he was like, yeah, the team are on it straight away. We'll be looking into it ASAP. Hopefully we can get it all back and working. And it's just like, it's great communication there between them, whereas I don't think you get that on Twitch. Like, it's very human to human interaction, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
I never heard.
What I will say is that when I was looking into the whole Twitch situation as it was going down, when all the news outlets, they were coming out with it, Twitch made no statement. It took them hours to even acknowledge it publicly, and it was literally just we're investigating it. And that was it. And then a few hours later, they done the normal corporate speak. Oh, it's a safety precaution. We've done this, which 95% of people have already fucking done at that point. And when it comes to the stream keys, yes, obviously you're going to reset your stream keys. And then the hacker was releasing more info and telling people what they released, and Twitch was just like, oh, well, we don't know what was actually released, but we'll let you know. And as far as I'm aware, I mean, people can correct me if I'm wrong, they still haven't said exactly what was released. And it's like, and with going to YouTube, what you guys were saying about YouTube and creating your content around YouTube, I like to shit on YouTube Shorts, but when you're creating content on YouTube, and especially if you're going to start streaming on YouTube, creating Shorts is a really, really good fucking way to get people towards your channel. So it's like, and if you stream for like God knows how many hours a day, like 3, 4, maybe 5 hours a day, and you've got some good interactions, that's some good shorts right there. And that's like more stuff to get in for your channel. And as you were saying, Archie, there's so many steps, if you're coming from YouTube and if you want to watch someone on Twitch, and it's like, people like things in one area. Yep. It's like, kind of getting sidetracked. It's why people were fucking flipping their shit when Epic Games Launcher came out, when the GOG Galaxy came out, and everything like that, and Rockstar Launcher came out, because people was like, just fucking keep to Steam, because Steam's
I don't want 7 launchers.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
like, well, what's the point in having like a whole bunch of separate launches? You know, and it's. But at least with GOG, it gives you the option to connect all your accounts into one, to keep all your games into one list. I don't use it personally because I only use Steam mainly. But I imagine if you're somebody who uses a bunch of different launchers, that would be very, very useful. But going back to the topic at hand, Twitch is going to die. Twitch is barely profitable for Amazon anyway, and YouTube runs at a loss for Google. But at the same time, YouTube is still extremely popular. It has shown no signs of dying ever, at least as far as I'm aware.
No.
With Twitch, as you've seen, it is in certain areas it's turning into a softcore OnlyFans, which is a shame. And you know, when you have your age limit of 13 is the youngest you can be to have an account on Twitch, something like that, I believe. 13.
13 is something like that. Yeah, it's around that age.
It's like, yes, and streamers have the option to keep their streams age limited, but they won't, because that's how they get their money.
And their views.
Yeah.
Views.
And all the kids got to do is click watch anyway.
And
if we were 13, we know who we'd be watching on Twitch. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. And there's different things on YouTube. Like, so they have two sections to YouTube Gaming. They have YouTube Gaming, and then they have YouTube Kids, which is just dedicated to kids. So that family-friendly content, like those Minecraft videos and stuff, you know, parents can set it up so they only get that and not the other stuff as well. And the other thing YouTube does as well, it rewards you. So the cleaner your videos are, like language-wise, for example, the more money you're going to make on ads. And I keep bringing this up because it happened to me recently where they sent me an email and they were like, because my content was so, you know, family-friendly in a way, because I try to keep curse words out as much as possible. They were like, advertisers are paying more in your videos because, you know, of that. Keep it up the good work, is what they said. And I was like, oh, that's really good. So it kind of motivates you then this way as well, in a way. Whereas I don't think Twitch does that. They don't really care about language or stuff like that.
Twitch doesn't care about anybody but making money.
Yeah.
Honestly, they care about you know who they care about, and I don't want to go there too long, but the people who don't get banned for any time for the same things that would get us banned for 3 weeks, you know. That's who they care about. I mean, they kicked one of their biggest streamers off and never even said why, you know.
Yeah.
Literally the guy who brought most people to Twitch, you know.
It's to a point when you literally have to beg Twitch to ban you because you made a mistake. No, obviously not yourself. But I remember, and I will say names just for this example, when an Alinity got in really fucking bad trouble with Twitch, and people were crying out, "Why the hell is Twitch not banned? Why is she not being suspended?" Everything like that. And even Alinity got in that background and was like, "Yeah, I made a mistake. Why the hell have I not been banned?" And then she got suspended for like a week or two or something like that, and she was back. And then you get people like Amaranth who really skirt around the rules of Twitch, and they get constantly banned, but they get constantly brought back because
I'm nearly certain she was in the top 5 of
she was in the top
biggest earners in Twitch.
Yeah, she was.
She was in top 5 or top 10. So it was
the other thing is more men were banned. This is a fact. Trainwreck did a thing about it. I think it was him. More male streamers were banned for complaining about Alinity not being banned. Then, like, she didn't get banned, right? And all these guys got banned for sexism because they were complaining about it. You know, if it was a guy, and bam, they're gone. That's when I started seeing, like, holy shit, dude, she threw her cat. You know,
and I will say, and it's like, fuck's sake. And I will say, like, you know, with how YouTube does their stuff, you know, with the YouTube Kids, the YouTube Gaming, the YouTube, I think YouTube Red, is that still a thing?
Premium, I think it's called now.
Yeah, they call it Premium. I'm not surprised. But
I think Pornhub has a Red.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
But the fact is that they have all of these stuff separated for their right audiences and not in just one hub is a really, really great way to do it. Because, you know, if you're a parent and you're really worried about what your kid is watching, YouTube Kids is a really good way to do it. And you know, the people there, they have really good tools to make sure that their content is family friendly, not only for the advertisers but for their audiences. Generally, YouTube, no one gives a shit. You can post whatever you want. But YouTube gaming, especially, I mean, this is coming from somebody who has literally not that much information about it, but YouTube gaming, the fact is that they give you the tools again to make sure that your videos comply with their rules, their regulations, their TOS, and to make sure that you're producing the correct content, the correct type of content, and you get advised on the best ways and what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, depending on whatever. Like Marx, you said, like they approached you and said you've got paid more because of X, Y, and Z. That's really great. With Twitch, you don't fucking know. And it's like,
and when you even upload a video to YouTube nowadays, you have to say whether it's for kids or not for kids. So then, you know, it won't show.
It's not for kids. You have to declare exactly why it's not for kids, and you know, and stuff like that. So it's like, if you really care about your content and you know for a fact it's not for kids, there's no harm in saying it's not for kids, and then you can go into depth of why it's not about kids. And it's like that's really, really nice with Twitch.
Diversify, folks. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you're stuck with the one platform, if you're only streaming on Twitch, that's all the exposure you're going to get. You need to be doing your social medias. Multi-streaming has been one of the best things for me. I don't get much engagement from Facebook, but I still do it. I get the occasional comment here and there. But, you know, so if Twitch shuts down, I'm already established on YouTube. You know, that's the biggest thing I can say, especially to the Twitch streamers out there, is whether you just upload your VODs after the 24-hour exclusive period, or shorts, to start doing shorts. They're all the rage at the moment. I just did a YouTube training course, and you know, they're pumping money into YouTube shorts. Make sure you do them in the portrait style as well. Doing them landscape doesn't quite trigger the algorithm for you. But even with the YouTubers for DayZ, who are doing the shorter videos, the 1 to 2 minute ones, seeing great success. You know, their channels are probably all monetized now, and you know, they're making a bit of extra cash just from uploading clips with no fancy intro or something like that. Diversify, start looking at options. Twitch is at a critical point right now, and it could go either way.
And that's another thing that I need to mention. You go into some streams, I won't name names because I can't even think of any, but you go into some streams and they have all these big crazy overlays and all this shit on screen and all that. And so you don't need it. If, like, I stream and I have no overlays, I just have at a time someone subscribes or donates something, it pops up, you know, notification, and that's it. You don't need to be crazy with all your overlays and fancy this and fancy that. Just as long as you have a good quality stream, good quality microphone, and you know, you're kind of your head screwed on in a way, you know, you're not being racist or rude or anything like that, you'll do fine, you know. And I think people Wait, do you do that?
No, I'm kidding. But I did have the crazy stream overlays. I put way too much effort because I'm a graphic designer. I put way too much effort into doing all that shit. I know Boydie used to come in my stream all the time, and I had all the overlays, and I had, you know, like crazy shit, animations, all this stuff. And I got just as many views the days that I didn't have that shit turned on, and the days I had my webcam turned off. You know, they're there for you, not the fucking, you know, song and dance.
And I just want to say, YouTube is not perfect. YouTube has its own issues as well. Like Moonshine's just mentioned there's a classic example of one of the problems with YouTube that you've got to be aware of. YouTube had a friend that uploaded a video of him and his brother drinking beer. YouTube approved the video. They then a year later got a ban from that video because it was reported for drinking, and it was 6 beers. YouTube does this really weird thing where there's been channels that have been banned for content they uploaded years ago that wasn't against the terms. So they're
wasn't against
better now. But
it's more they loaded it,
yeah. It's more than likely it wasn't against the terms back then, and sometimes the terms YouTube's updates the policies every month. So sometimes you need to go back in and like if it's say they have brought in that option, I think it was only a year or two ago, where you had to make sure it was for kids or not for kids. You have to make sure all that shit is changed and all that, because otherwise they can shut it down because it can be in the wrong categories and stuff.
But that's bullshit. That's a cunt of a thing to do, Marks. You're banning someone because they're not. Maybe they had a busy day. Maybe they just forgot all about that video existed. Then some wanker goes and finds this video that is now against the terms and conditions, and they banned the channel because of that video. That was fine back then. No, that's a prick of a thing to do. They should remove the video. Maybe at the most issue a warning, but to ban someone for it. I think they usually do issue.
I think they usually do issue warnings beforehand.
There's no way there's going to ban you for one video. There's no way.
No.
I mean, unless you go on there and you're like naked or you.
No, there's been channels that have had multiple strikes issued for multiple videos that are now against the terms, and then their channel is banned.
Right.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
They have a crawler that does all that, and none of them are pub. I agree with what you're saying, but that's not a person reporting it or a person, going back and checking out his videos. They have a crawler that checks for things, and now that they have the closed captioning, it can read the closed captioning, the script from your video, and if there's anything that's against TOS, it automatically removes the video. And you can go to YouTube and say, hey, this is a misunderstanding, and most of the time, in my experience, they'll reverse it. It's happened to like 3 of my videos. I've had 3 strikes, and all 3 of them been removed except for the high ping video that actually stayed taken down because it got brigade reported for xenophobia, which I had to Google. So,
oh Lord,
I will say that with how YouTube does their process, it's like with the copyright. They won't mute the video. They'll take the revenue from that video and give it to the copyright holders, it sucks, but it's fair enough. At least your content can still be out.
I had that happen to me yesterday.
I hate that fucking copyright system on YouTube. It fucking
sucks,
bullshit.
It is
this
shit.
This is a great time to plug epidemicsound.com. For $14.99 a month, you can use all the royalty-free music you'd like, and you won't get copy struck.
I mean, yeah. But I mean, if you use content, any kind of content that you don't have the rights to, you have to expect for that video to get either restricted ads, no ads, or removed. It's like when I uploaded my new stream intro. The music is obviously from Grand Theft Auto 4, and me and actually we had a slight discussion about it last night. I expected that video not even to be published at all, and there was no issues. There was no copyright issues. So it was like, oh, fucking great. That's fantastic. But I can imagine somebody who spends, hours and days on a video and they might use something. And it's like, that's a bit shit. I will say, though, what the one shit part about it is how your entire video can get claimed for 3 seconds of copyright stuff. That is shit. I will admit that. And
they give you an option, though, because I had this happen to me just yesterday. I got an email saying a video being down. It was an old video, it had like 200 views on it or something, so I didn't really care. But you can go in and you can, so it was like at the intro of my video, and you can go in and you can, not even mute it, you can just go in, trim it, and it'll cut that entire copyright segment out of the video completely.
There's a beta option where you can mute it. I've had to do that a few times, with the nature of what we do on the show. Sometimes watching videos, someone has copyright music. I upload it. So there's a few tricks. But the fact that, especially for the podcast, a 3-4 hour video, and 1 minute of a song playing in the background, and the whole thing gets copyright claimed, and the revenue would go to. So I've got to wait and either redo the video or use the. They've got some good tools, and that is one of the things they're better at. Is they've got better tools for managing. Like you think back to Twitch with the whole DMCA issue, and the only solution they had was for everyone to delete their entire history of VODs.
And that's stupid. That's ridiculous. Like you shouldn't be having to do that. You should already have something with the copyright holders, with the music organizations and that, to set up some kind of deal like what is going on with YouTube. Yes, it's not a very good deal, but at the same time, you kind of like, it's the reality of it. And until a better system can be produced by those in charge or by the wider community who can propose these changes, with enough vocal attention and whatnot, that change will happen. But with Twitch, it's like, if you're watching a VOD and somebody's using a copyrighted music, it's fucking shit when you're watching back a VOD and then like 20 minutes of it's completely muted.
Music,
Like,
yeah.
that shouldn't. It's.
Well,
fucking
I kept
dumb.
having the issue of people stream stalking me, playing like Beyonce songs, and then my stream would go down.
That happened to me as well, yeah.
And they would intentionally, because and it's not just random stream snipers. It's there's an agenda behind it, but whatever. And then like I was going to say also about YouTube, I went back and watched a bunch of the old Frankie on PC videos.
All muted.
Half the fucking videos are muted.
Yeah.
There's like a little 10-second track and they'll mute 3 minutes of it just to be safe. And you're just like, they ruined all of that content. It's all just ruined now.
Yeah, it's unwatchable. So he did say back in the day he bought a license. So I'm guessing he only bought like a 5-year license for that music or something, and it just clearly ran out. And so then YouTube just mutes it. So
yeah,
which is if you don't keep payments, like you kind of expect that kind of thing to happen. And
it makes total sense. Like,
I mean,
you could just probably buy.
A lot of them are if it's there at the time of upload. If you're subscribed at the time of upload, and they'll have that. I just think the whole thing about they went away from muting the video, right? Twitch still does it. YouTube went away from it. Now YouTube lets the audio stand, and they just pay the person who owns the copyright, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So I wish that were a thing when they decided to mute half of Frankie's videos, because those were fucking legendary and nostalgic for me too, because that's what I came up on.